Our exclusive interview with #FishRot whistleblower Johannes Stefannson continues. So you were saying that your life has been threatened. I remember that there was also a mention of your being poisoned at one point, Cape Town Mafia being after you. Tell us about how fear was used to try and intimidate you. What were the incidents, if there was more than one?
Yeah, it was several occasions, you know. When I took a decision to leave Samherji in the end of July 2016, there started becoming strange friends. People started to show interest in my computer. We heard rumors. Everybody wanted to know where my computer was, which held all the data, the emails, and then I started to get warnings from different places, and Christian also. And me and Christian, we knew each other at that time. We had known each other for some period. And then he stepped up and started to put protection around me. And I was, okay, something is not right. And a few months later, I started to get direct threats from one of the mafia in South Africa. And Christian got also this threat warning that my life would be taken. So they had to hide me outside of Cape Town for 5 days before they got me out of the country. So there are incidents like that, and later that was in around early October 2016. I go again to South Africa in late November 2016, and in December the life threats, we are getting information, my life is at risk. People tried to get me at my place where I lived, but I had a bodyguard which was armed, which prevented that. I was under surveillance, people following me. They sent one time 2 gangs to shoot me down, but Christian managed to put his team together up to 13 bodyguards. And so there are incidents like that. And after that, they started to poison me heavily, mostly because Christian had such a good protection around me. So there are several incidents, they poisoned me, and we got a lot of information from different sources that my life was at huge risk, and I left South Africa early 2017, and the risk followed me to another country where my friend had to step up and ask for a protection, where I was put in a safe house under heavy security and so on. So after that, we have learned a lot from that experience, so we have been able to be more careful, but I was poisoned in quite many occasions. And we know more or less the methods used. We know who was used, basically, because we have been able to investigate it ourselves. And then the investigators are going to take this forward, because it was quite heavy. And there has been then, after that, because the poison has had a lot of effect on my life, negative effect, because it affects the health. So there are some incidents which have been very strange in 2018. And then, of course, after I came forward in August 2018, we started to get much more warnings. But we are a little bit more prepared, so we make good security measurements. We work on the security matters every day. We keep our contacts with the right people who have been very helpful for us. And so we live by that.
Wow, that sounds like straight out of a movie. Are you still living in fear for your life today?
You see, we know my life is at risk, and I just live by that. It is not like that I'm afraid here every day or something like that. It's just becoming part of the lifestyle. So, of course, there has been occasions in the past where I have been afraid, but I just overcome the fear. And you have to understand that I came forward after I have experienced most of the attempts and the poison. So basically, I know what I'm going into. And I think it's just part of it. The journey like this is to be afraid, because we're not going to change anything to better if we don't take risks like this. And I know that we can prevent, because I have good people around me. And we will just manage.
Wow. So tell me, what has been the greatest lesson that this experience has taught you, not only about yourself, not only about how, leadership within different different countries, as well as like world leaders, and about humanity?
I would say that, I did not expect Samherji and the Sharks to go so big in the corruption. Because this is the Kenyan professor Patrick Lumumba says, big corruption is basically a crimes against humanity. And it has taught me that the Samherji and the Sharks have no respect for human lives. They know there's a bad situation and they are just thinking about their pockets. I expected them to be corrupt, but not on this grand corruption level. And where people have died, they have committed suicide, they have lost their livelihoods, they lost their future. They lost so many things, and they know about it, and they don't care. And it has taught me that, the greediness and the corruption are just in control. And people do anything for money. And also what has taught me that, there is a lack of the political will, both in Namibia and Iceland, to take this on, despite the huge effects on the people. These people have blood on their hands. The Samherji and the Sharks. And, this is, you hear about this, but I did not expect of those I knew.
What's your life like today? What do you do every day? How do you spend your time?
I've been doing for the last year for obvious reasons and been silent. So it was a kind of, when everything came out in November and December, people around me are like, okay, now I understand where you have been and what you're doing, and now I understand all the fuss around your life in 2016 and 17. And so, but I stay low profile. I do my part. I'm available for I cooperate with the investigators in Namibia and Iceland. I expect to cooperate with the investigators in other countries. I take one-on-one interview to bring attention to this, because we need the public opinion, and the world or the countries needs to be informed about this, because this cannot be silenced. And journalism and investigation journalism is so important to expose these things. And then I'm trying to plan a little bit the future, because I want to attend more to this, and we know that there's going to be years to come that the investigation is going to continue, even though first cases will be brought to trial maybe this year. Then there will be other cases, and I'm sure Norwegian investigators want to have a talk with me at some point, and in other countries as well. So then I'm just educating myself more about corruption, as I've been doing for the last years, as I came quite prepared into this, and educate me about the life risk and the dangers and how things are done, and stay in contact with the right people. So this is how my days go by.
Oh, fantastic. Is there anything else you want to share?
No, you see, I'm very impressed with all the activists, the journalism, like yourself, who have been trying to and the good people in Namibia who have been trying to expose corruption for many years. And I believe you always all have been very close to expose it. And I have a huge respect for you and all the activists and journalists and good people who have been fighting this, because it's a very big and brave fight, and things need to change to better. It's not only enough to expose corruption. We need to see change to better. We need to see unemployment rate go down. We need to see the living condition of the people improve.
You are a hero. Thank you so much, Johannes.